The Queen of the Nile. Cleopatra VII. Cleopatra was more than just a queen. She was a legend. With her striking beauty, sharp intellect, and political cunning, Cleopatra captivated the world and left an indelible mark on history. But beyond the glamorous image, there was a woman who navigated the treacherous waters of ancient politics with grace and audacity. So, let's dive into the life of this extraordinary queen and uncover the secrets behind her enduring legacy. Cleopatra, a Greek queen in Egyptian drag. Cleopatra is often portrayed as the quintessential Egyptian queen, a symbol of ancient Egypt's grandeur and mystery. But let's get real. Cleopatra was basically a Greek girl in Egyptian drag. The Ptolemaic dynasty, to which Cleopatra belonged, originated in Macedonia, Greece. Think of them as the Greek Kardashians of Egypt. They ruled the country for nearly 300 years, bringing their Greek customs and traditions with them. Cleopatra was fluent in Greek, and her court was filled with Greek advisors and courtiers. It was like a Greek-themed reality show, but with less drama and more ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Despite her Greek heritage, Cleopatra was able to successfully navigate the complexities of Egyptian politics and culture. She embraced Egyptian traditions and customs, but she never forgot her Greek roots. It was like she was playing dress-up, but with real political power. Cleopatra's Greek Macedonian descent is an important aspect of her life and legacy. It highlights the cosmopolitan nature of the Hellenistic world and the ways in which different cultures could coexist and influence each other. So, the next time you see a picture of Cleopatra, remember she's not just an Egyptian queen, she's a Greek girl who rocked the ancient Egyptian fashion scene. Cleopatra, the polyglot queen. Cleopatra was more than just a beautiful face. She was a linguistic powerhouse. Imagine trying to learn 9 languages, let alone being fluent in them. Cleopatra's polyglot skills were more impressive than a magician pulling rabbits out of a hat. She could have easily opened her own language school in ancient Egypt. From Egyptian hieroglyphics to the Latin tongue, Cleopatra conquered language barriers with ease. It's like she had a built-in translation app in her brain. No wonder she was able to negotiate with foreign dignitaries and manipulate political situations with such finesse. Cleopatra's language skills were more impressive than a parrot reciting Shakespeare. Cleopatra's mastery of multiple languages was not just a parlor trick. It was a strategic advantage that she used to consolidate her power and influence in the region. For example, Cleopatra's fluency in Hebrew and Syriac enabled her to establish diplomatic ties with the Jewish and Parthian kingdoms, 2 powerful states in the region. This helped to protect Egypt from external threats and ensured its continued prosperity. Cleopatra's polyglot abilities were a testament to her intelligence, curiosity, and determination. They were also a key factor in her success as a ruler. Her ability to communicate effectively with people from different backgrounds helped her to build relationships, resolve conflicts, and achieve her goals. Cleopatra, a queen of substance. Cleopatra wasn't just a pretty face. She was a force to be reckoned with. She wasn't content to sit back and let her advisors do all the work. Cleopatra was actively involved in the governance of Egypt, and she was pretty darn good at it. She wasn't just a figurehead. She was the real deal. She had the brains, the beauty, and the political savvy to rule with an iron fist, or a velvet glove, depending on the situation. Cleopatra was so smart, she could probably solve a Rubik's Cube while balancing a budget. She was known for her intelligence, charisma, and political acumen. She could charm a snake out of a tree and convince a lion to become a vegetarian. Cleopatra was the ultimate power player, and she knew how to use her skills to get what she wanted. For example, Cleopatra was a skilled diplomat who was able to negotiate with foreign leaders on equal terms. She was also a shrewd businesswoman who knew how to manage Egypt's economy and ensure its prosperity. And let's not forget her military prowess. She was a fearless leader who was willing to fight for her kingdom. Cleopatra was more than just a queen. She was a symbol of female empowerment. She proved that women were capable of great things, and she challenged the traditional gender roles of her time. Cleopatra was a trailblazer who left a lasting legacy that continues to inspire people around the world. Cleopatra, a fashion icon for the ages. Cleopatra wasn't just a political powerhouse, she was also a fashion icon. Her extravagant and luxurious lifestyle set the trends for her time, and her influence on fashion can still be seen today. Cleopatra was known for her love of fine fabrics, precious jewels, and exotic cosmetics. She had a team of skilled artisans who created custom-made clothing and accessories for her. Her wardrobe was filled with gowns made from silk, linen, and other luxurious materials. She often adorned herself with gold jewelry, precious stones, and pearls. Cleopatra also experimented with different hairstyles and makeup. She was known for her long, flowing hair, which she often styled in elaborate updos. She also used a variety of cosmetics, including kohl eyeliner, henna, and perfumes. Cleopatra's fashion sense was not just about looking good. It was also a way for her to assert her power and status. By dressing in the finest clothes and jewelry, she was able to project an image of wealth, authority, and sophistication. Cleopatra's influence on fashion can still be seen today. Her love of luxury and her willingness to experiment with different styles have inspired designers and fashionistas for centuries. From the flowing gowns of ancient Egypt to the modern-day red carpet looks, Cleopatra's legacy can be seen in the fashion trends that continue to evolve and shape our world. Cleopatra, a patron of the arts and sciences. Cleopatra wasn't just a fashion icon. She was also a patron of the arts and sciences. She was a Renaissance woman before the Renaissance, supporting scholars, artists, and philosophers with the same enthusiasm she had for her wardrobe. Cleopatra's love for culture was more than just a hobby. It was a way for her to strengthen her kingdom. By supporting the arts and sciences, she was able to attract talented people to Egypt and promote intellectual and cultural development. One of Cleopatra's most famous cultural projects was the construction of the Alexandrian Library. This library was one of the largest and most important libraries in the ancient world, and it housed a vast collection of books and scrolls from all over the Mediterranean region. The library was a center of learning and research, and it played a crucial role in the development of Hellenistic culture. Cleopatra also supported the work of scholars and philosophers, such as the astronomer and mathematician Sosigenes. Sosigenes helped to reform the Egyptian calendar, which was an important achievement that had a lasting impact on the region. Cleopatra's patronage of the arts and sciences helped to solidify her reputation as a wise and benevolent ruler. It also ensured that Egypt remained a cultural and intellectual powerhouse in the ancient world. Her legacy can still be seen today in the many works of art, literature, and philosophy that were created during her reign. Cleopatra's support for the arts and sciences helped to shape the course of history. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar, a match made in Rome. Cleopatra's love life was as scandalous as her political career. She had a knack for attracting powerful men, and Julius Caesar was no exception. The two met under dramatic circumstances. Cleopatra, fearing for her life after a coup, smuggled herself into Caesar's palace in a rolled-up carpet. Talk about a grand entrance. Caesar was immediately smitten with Cleopatra's beauty, intelligence, and charm. He was also impressed by her political skills and her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of Egyptian politics. The two formed a powerful alliance that would have far-reaching consequences for both Rome and Egypt. Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship was more than just a political alliance. It was a passionate love affair. They had a son together, Caesarion, who was declared co-ruler of Egypt. However, their relationship was not without its challenges. Caesar's enemies in Rome were jealous of his alliance with Cleopatra and sought to undermine their power. Ultimately, Caesar's assassination in 44 BC brought an end to his relationship with Cleopatra. But the legacy of their alliance would live on, as Caesarion continued to rule Egypt as a joint ruler with Cleopatra. Cleopatra and Mark Antony, a love triangle gone wrong. After Julius Caesar's untimely demise, Cleopatra found herself in a bit of a love triangle. She was still mourning her lost love when Mark Antony, another powerful Roman figure, came along and swept her off her feet. It was like a real-life soap opera, but with toga-wearing characters and ancient Roman politics thrown in for good measure. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's relationship was passionate and intense. They were the power couple of their time, ruling over vast territories and throwing epic parties. But their love affair also sparked a bitter rivalry with Octavian, Caesar's adopted son. Octavian was jealous of Cleopatra's influence over Mark Antony and saw her as a threat to his own power. The rivalry between Cleopatra, Mark Antony, and Octavian escalated into a full-blown civil war. Battles were fought, alliances were formed, and hearts were broken. It was a dramatic and chaotic time in Roman history, and Cleopatra and Mark Antony were at the center of it all. Cleopatra and Mark Antony, a love story gone wrong. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's love story was like a Shakespearean tragedy, but with less poetry and more political intrigue. Their relationship was a roller coaster ride of passion, power, and betrayal. They were the ultimate power couple of their time, ruling over vast territories and throwing epic parties. But their love affair also sparked a bitter rivalry with Octavian, Caesar's adopted son. Octavian was jealous of Cleopatra's influence over Mark Antony and saw her as a threat to his own power. He was determined to break up their relationship and eliminate them as rivals. The rivalry between Cleopatra, Mark Antony, and Octavian escalated into a full-blown civil war. Battles were fought, alliances were formed, and hearts were broken. It was a dramatic and chaotic time in Roman history, and Cleopatra and Mark Antony were at the center of it all. In the end, Cleopatra and Mark Antony were defeated by Octavian at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Rather than face the humiliation of capture, they chose to take their own lives. It was a tragic end to a remarkable love story, but it also marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra, the queen who wasn't a snake charmer. One of the most enduring myths about Cleopatra is that she used a snake to commit suicide. It's a dramatic image, but unfortunately, it's not true. There's no historical evidence to support the idea that Cleopatra was a snake charmer with a death wish. It's more likely that Cleopatra used a poisonous substance to end her life. Maybe she had a secret stash of hemlock or arsenic hidden in her jewelry box. Or perhaps she had a personal chemist who concocted a special poison just for her. Whatever the case, Cleopatra's suicide was a tragic end to a remarkable life, and the snake charmer myth is just a romantic embellishment. So, let's put the snake charmer myth to rest. Cleopatra was a powerful queen, not a magician. And while she may have had a taste for the dramatic, she didn't need a snake to make a statement. A timeless icon. Cleopatra's story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, ambition, and resilience. She rose from the ashes of a declining dynasty to become one of the most influential figures of her time. Her legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us today, proving that even in the face of adversity, one person can make a lasting impact on the world. So, the next time you hear the name Cleopatra, remember her not just as a queen, but as a woman who defied expectations and left a mark on history that will never be forgotten.